If you have teenagers in the dating phase, you might have a lot of questions like, am I too involved? Am I not involved enough? Writer and teen parenting expert Brooke Romney says there are things parents can and should do to help their child navigate relationships in healthy ways. And Brooke joins me in the studio, and it can be tricky this time of year with our teens.
Yeah,
time of life.
This time of life, yes. I agree, because I think we remember those feelings, those dating feelings, those crushes, those breakups. And so that's very alive and well in our mind, even if it's been a long time. And you know that some of those relationships are just really crucial. So you want to be sure you're helping your kid get it right. But mistakes are going to be made for all of us. And look, we're all still here and okay.
Well, I'm glad you're here to help us. So the first thing you said, we need to just help them decide what a healthy relationship looks like. What's the best way to do that?
So this is one of my favorite tips that I actually got from a reader. And she said before her kids enter into the dating phase, they do a little family activity where they write down what a healthy relationship looks like to them and what some red flags would be in a relationship. And then she has them do that themselves and then put it up on their wall. And that's something that they can look at and revisit when they get into a relationship. And what I love about this is it's not personal. It's not like, well, you don't like the person you're dating,
right,
or we don't like this girlfriend, or this boyfriend's really, I don't think he's good for you. They let them go back to what they've decided a healthy relationship looks like, or a red flag, like this, this boy's not letting me hang out with my friends anymore, or this girl wants me to quit baseball. She says I'm spending too much time with sports. And they go, wait, that was on my red flag list, or this doesn't look healthy. And I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, and I love that you say do that before the dating even starts, which is what I would recommend for the next one, which is what I tell people about tech. Before they start dating, talk to them about what rules you want to set together.
Yes, and it's so much easier when there's not another person involved, because anytime the boyfriend or the girlfriend is involved, it starts to get really personal. Mm-hmm. And so if you come together and you decide on, what are our boundaries when it comes to boyfriends and girlfriends? Can they come over every single night? Yeah. Can they go into a bedroom? How much alone time? When is it okay to start single dating? Those types of things, and you get their input, kind of like you say with tech, where it's a decision as a family or as a parent and child. I think it's a lot healthier, and it's a lot easier to enforce those rules later because you've decided on them.
Together, yes. Yeah. And the next one is kind of like you were saying, model a healthy relationship, or talk about that you as an adult need to be an example of how to treat people.
Yeah, I think sometimes parents have really interesting feelings that come along with their child dating somebody, but remembering that you are being an example of how to treat people. So you can be kind, you can be welcoming, you can be polite. Sometimes dads with boyfriends of their daughters, things like that. Show them what being a good person in general looks like, so that's what they look for in the person that they're going to be spending time with.
I love that. And I love the next one because it's something we need to remember, that it's about fun.
Yes.
We forget that sometimes.
Yes, kind of a mantra is teen relationships, high school relationships should be fun. They should be exciting. And if they get too stressful or too draining or too dramatic, it's probably time to move on. We have our whole lives to deal with difficult, stressful relationships that you have to work through because they're that important. In high school, when it starts to be less than fun, it's probably time to move on, and it's okay to move on.
Yeah, and that goes along with the next one about having things outside of a relationship that you care about and that bring joy to you.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's so exciting to be a couple that kids can get really wrapped up in that couple mentality, and remembering that you're still an individual person and you're still a whole person all by yourself. And so making sure that you still have a group of friends, that you still have activities you enjoy, that you can be without your significant other and still be happy and fun and enjoyable. And those are things that are signs of a healthy relationship.
And so important when it comes to that breakup that we mentioned. And that is when you're saying you just need to be there as a support.
Yes, because even if you're happy about a relationship ending, even if you think it's time for them to move on, this is really, really difficult. That's somebody that they love, that they spent a lot of time with, that was very important to them. And rejection is hard no matter how old you are. So being supportive, showing love, empathy, not moving right on to, well, you're better off without them, letting them know, like, this is really hard and I'm here for you, and let's go get some ice cream and enjoy some time together.
It's so hard. And you say that there's a question we should ask them in cases like this.
Well, and even before this, but does the person you're dating, and I think this is great all through the relationship, does the person you're dating bring out your best self?
Yeah.
Are you the person you like most because you're with them? And when that starts to change, or when you start to see parts of yourself that you don't like because you are with that person, it may be time to make a change and move on.
My son went through a breakup last year. TMI, sorry. But it was hard, and it was hard for me as a parent to navigate that. Like, we, loved that person too, and so it is a tricky situation. These are some really good tips.
Thank you. And yes, I think as parents, making sure your child knows you love that significant other, but you also love them and they're fine without them or with them.
Yes, thank you, Brooke. Where can people get more from you?
So I'm online at brookeromney.com and really active in the Instagram community at Brooke Romney Writes.
Yes, she is. She's worth the follow. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.